ever had a crisis of confidence? A crisis of confidence is when you begin to doubt that you know what you know, can do what you do, and are the expert that you are. Symptoms of a crisis of confidence may include sleeping in too late, running late, feeling easily distracted, uninspired, or confused, inability to get things done or finish a project, time drifting, poking around online, increased television viewing, and more, such as overeating and miscellaneous physical ailments. It's when you spend more time worrying about getting exposed for being a fraud than you do spending time solving problems. During a crisis of confidence, we avoid the people who can help us the most. We avoid our prospects and the people who can help us grow our businesses. Suddenly, we don't know what to say or how to say it. All our natural instincts go out the door. A crisis of confidence can be very uncomfortable, and yet I have found a crisis of confidence can also be a great opportunity. We just have to get inquisitive. There's usually great information for us inside the crisis and a chance to clarify and renew our work. I believe there are 3 reasons why we experience a crisis of confidence. 1, it happens when we begin to focus more on what we need rather than what we can do to help others. 2, we forget why we're doing what we're doing, our higher purpose. And 3, we lose alignment with our inner voice, with God, Source, Spirit, the divine within us. So I recently passed through a crisis of confidence. I began to question my direction, my abilities, and my right to say that I know how to help you. I'd lost track of that absolute knowing that usually drives me forward with really clear direction. And when I looked within, I'd realized that I'd become extremely focused on marketing my business, marketing my services, which of course every business must spend a lot of time doing. But when the focus of that marketing is what I can get rather than what I can give, well, I believe that's the beginning of the fall. It's tricky because marketing basically is a self-centered activity, but it doesn't have to be. So the other thing that I'd realized during my recent crisis is that my mind had not only strayed away from focusing on helping others, but I'd also slipped out of alignment with my inner voice, my inner wisdom, God, Source, Spirit, my own divinity. And that is a really big deal because going with God, going in touch with your inner voice and your inner wisdom means everything happens with ease and grace. And going without just means everything is going to move slower, be harder, and feel less inspired. There is an ancient wisdom that guides and directs us. It's not self-serving. It is greater good focused. It's guiding us all the time, like a gentle hand at our lower back on the dance floor of our lives. But we need to actively listen for it, instead of drowning it out with the sound of our tiny voice and our small thoughts, which are often motivated by fear and lack. And lastly, I had lost touch with my big reason why. For me, my reason why is my higher purpose. It's my natural gifts getting a chance to express themselves and truly make a contribution. Everyone occasionally experiences a crisis of confidence. The question is, what do you do when it does occur? So here's 3 things that you can do to move out of your crisis of confidence quickly and swiftly so you can keep momentum and not lose much time. Number 1, create every opportunity to help someone else, whether you get paid for it or not. Even in 5-minute increments, make it your sole focus until you feel a resurgence of confidence, and then don't stop. Don't ever stop. I guarantee you that if you make this your guiding strategy, you'll have more business than you'll know what to do with. 2. Remind yourself why you even want to do what you're doing or trying to do. What's important about it to you? Go deep here. Enlist the help of a friend if need be so you can get back in touch with what really matters to you about this. Once you go deep enough with this question, your answer will be so compelling and the mission so vital, you'll find your mojo again. 3. When you begin to feel lost, pray. Whatever that translates to you. Journal, meditate, or sit quietly and reconnect to that subtle voice inside of you that knows who you are and what you're uniquely built to do. Allow the wisdom of the universal forces to invade your tiny human consciousness. And then notice the ideas that come to you in this state. Be receptive, be patient, and then follow where it leads you. And when you feel your power again, your certainty, your direction and purpose are clear again, there is no doubt that you have just refined your truth a little more. You've just refined your purpose a little more. You ran it through the mill, and there's no doubt that you and your mission are better for it. If you or someone you love is experiencing a crisis of confidence, I can help, and it would be my honor to do so.